on this side. Whoa! Oh, it causes fire everywhere. I had no idea that was a thing. What's up, people? I'm Xogue, and welcome back to FTB IEEMS, Infinity Evolved Skyblock. We're here, we're doing things, and I have a big project today. I have a pretty big project to do today, because we need power. We need lots and lots of power, and we're gonna go with something that I think is really friggin' cool. I love the concept of this. Well, because it's different. You guys know I like different, so this is why we're going with it. And it's actually, it is pretty expensive, but now that we have a lot of the things automated, we can do it pretty easily. And what it is the thermostatic, this guy. Thermoelectric, not thermostatic, sorry. Thermoelectric generator. Lots of Enderium, but that's not even the problem, because we can autocraft those. We have this stuff, which also isn't really a big problem. You just need to smelt this stuff, which is just a combination of ferrous and or nickel, as you see there, nickel, and copper. So, yeah, and if you didn't know, ferrous and I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think I am. Ferrous and nickel are the same thing, depending on the mod you're using, but they are, you know, or dictionary together and all that good stuff. So it's pretty cool. But that's not a problem. This guy right here needs a bunch of steel, and we need a lot of these. A lot of them, because we're going to get a lot of these. And I'll show you how to use them in a little while. Also, you know, a bunch of aluminum, a bunch of lead, a bunch of treated wood planks and redstone, but still, that isn't the problem. These guys are the problem. High voltage wire coils. Iron? Yeah, that's not a big deal. But you see here, we need a lot of these. And by a lot, I mean 70. We're going to get 70 thermoelectric generators. It's ridiculous, but that means we need 70 of these, which means we need 8 times 70 of these, but we get 2 per recipe, so it's actually 4 times 70, which is 280. 280 times 4 steel per 1, so 280 times 4. That is a huge amount of steel. That is ridiculous. What are you doing, Xogue? Go big or go home, peeps. And it's time we get started. Okay, welcome back. How'd you like that? I don't know. Technically it was a montage, but technically every episode that is done the same way that I do mine is a montage, because all a montage really is a series of clips cut up and put together to form one continuous stream or one continuous video. So really every episode I ever do is a montage. But that one, I don't know. I kind of liked it. It was pretty cool. I put it together beforehand just to make sure it turned out okay. And yeah, I don't know. I liked it. It was pretty good. I think it was pretty good. But now what we got to do is actually lay these guys out. We gotta. And now this is the point at which we determine whether or not my count was off. Because you guys know I'm not very good with count. All the number, counting and math and stuff. All the numbers I said before, I used a calculator for all of it. Like every bit. I know I needed 70 of these, which means I know I needed 280 of some of the ones like. No, okay, all right, hold on. I say I'm bad at math. Some of the easy stuff like, yeah, okay, I can count by 7. You know, 7, 14, 21, 28, I get it. And then you gotta add a 0 for tens. It's not that difficult. It's really, I say I'm terrible at math. I'm not great, but I'm not, like, absolutely terrible. You know, but, yeah, anyway. So, you know, a lot of that stuff, like the 280 times 4 was like, okay, that's it. I could figure it out in my head without too much difficulty, but I figure there's a calculator right there on my computer that I can just kind of pull up and be like, you know what, 280 times 4. And I know that's 1120. And then we needed, you know, times 4 for, or not times 4, times 2 for that, or times something. No, it was times 4, I think. Yeah, it was times 4 for that, for the steel. So, or no, for, wait, what was the 1120? The 1120 was the steel. I'm losing track of things. Because it's already done. It's already done. But 1120, we needed 1120 steel. And then you double that. So, you know, like, we needed 2240 coal. Because it takes 1 iron and 2 coal in order to get 1 refined iron, which is basically steel. And that is like, that's so much of everything. We actually went ahead and kind of did some other stuff. Let me finish breaking these guys out. I'll show you what I'm talking about. In order to speed it up a little bit in there. What are you? Oh, you're the portal. Hello, portal. Jetpack? Yep. Okay. So if we go under here, I think I lost some. See, that's a lot more than what it was. See, my count was off. My count was totally off. We're gonna need more. We're gonna get started with this for now. But what I did here is actually I upgraded this guy. Now, thanks to Basilis, he told me if we go to the induction smelter is what we already did. So we're gonna use this, but a lot of the other thermal expansion machines as well. There's actually a second way to craft it. You look at this, you're like, oh, machine frame. If you want the max level one, if you go in here, you need this guy right here in order to make that work. That's a lot of power. But if you go in and make the basic one, you can actually upgrade the basic one into a hardened one just with Electrum and Invar, which is pretty cheap. And you can take the hardened one and upgrade that into the reinforced just with some signalum and hardened glass. You know, guys know that I can get all this stuff pretty easily. You can go all the way to resonant with just an Enderium gear in silver. It's really, really cheap. And thanks to Basilis, like I was saying, that's what I did. I did that for that. Also, I made another capacitor. I only went to the second tier one, and I put it right here, and I was like, yeah, it's not quite fast enough, so I switched it out. And we actually, I used the octatic that we had over there for my ore processing stuff, and I brought that one over here and kind of switched them out a little bit. And I also disconnected the Tesseract that was over there when we were killing the Withers, so they would die faster in the last episode when we were doing all that stuff. And I mean, it's hooked back up now, but I don't know if I even mentioned that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you get it. I also dropped some more of this stuff in here. So not only can we get these guys, the fuel rods, we can also get this stuff, and all of that's going to populate in here. We'll end up making as many of, they're not here right now. Yeah, here they are. Here's our 7 fuel rods for MOTS for our nuclear reactor. We only got 7 of them out of all the plutonium that we had. We need at least 27 for one cycle. We want more than that. We want double that. Once we get double that, we'll be good, but, you know, we're going to have to work with it. We're going to have to do what we can for that, so we'll have to see. But we'll stick these in here, plus whatever we can get with all the uranium and stuff that we have, and we'll just kind of keep cycling it until we do actually have enough for this. And then we can just leave it alone. We don't ever have to worry about it again. But anyway, so, yeah, we have a problem with this. I don't know how short I am with these guys, but we need a bunch of them. Now, whoa, that was cool. Let's do it again. The deal with these guys is that you see all of these guys right here, the factory blocks that we still have in place. Those are all going to be gone. They're all going to be liquid. They're all going to be a liquid version. And what we're doing is we're making a checkerboard pattern with these guys in order to maximize what we can get from them. And the way these guys work is basically you put a hot fluid on one side and a cold fluid on the other in order to generate electricity or generate RF or power or whatever it is, whatever type of power you get from it. I don't know if it's like EU or RF. I think it's RF. But yeah, oh yeah, it is RF actually. And what we can use is blazing pyrotheum, which is actually pretty simple to get. It's not difficult. Blazing pyrotheum bucket. This is what we need right here. Blazing pyrotheum. Now we need to put the bucket down in these guys in order to make it work, but you get the idea. So all it really is pyrotheum dust in a magma crucible, or I think you can actually use the Tinker Smeltery as well, and you get 100. How much do you get for doing this? Is it 100? Oh, well, one bucket is 1,000? You can only get, okay. So we'll have to do this math out of here. That's 250 if you put it in a magma crucible, which is kind of a bummer because that's the way we're going to end up doing it. I guess we do have that magma crucible over there that we can use, and it'll inject it directly into our thing, which I can stop it from doing and have it go the other direction into a fluid transposer in which we put buckets into, or a drum or something. I don't know. We'll have to, probably a drum actually, now that I think about it. Because that way we can just kind of bring it over here and then kind of place, and we should be good to go there. But as you see, we are going to be very, very short on these guys. We don't have enough. I miscounted like crazy. This is a huge bummer because I really wanted this whole thing done, but it looks really cool as it is. Imagine what it's going to look like with blazing pyrotheum and then water. Water is on the other side. And the reason for that, gelid cryotheum is technically better, but only by 1 RF a tick. If you have background noise interruption, like I was saying, blazing pyrotheum, water, and water. That's two sides that are both huge differences in temperature. We could have gelid cryotheum on one side, and it would only be 1 RF better. We get 30 RF a tick if it's water, 31 RF a tick if it's gelid cryotheum. Gelid cryotheum is not easy to get, so we're just going to use water, and we're going to be fine. Because if we have that on two sides, we get 60 RF per tick out of one of these guys. And we have how many? 70? Now, on some of the side ones, the edge guys, we're not going to be able to get 2 out of. All of these are only going to give us 30 each around the outside, but in the middle we'll get 60. So we're going to have a lot of 60s, a few 30s, and that's going to add up to a huge amount of power. That's just what we're looking for. I'm tired of having power problems. We're getting a lot of power problems, okay? We need to figure this out. And this is how we did it. But I do indeed need more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We need 14 more thermoelectric generators. I'm gonna go make those, and I'll see you back in a second. Okay, and we're back. I have all 14 of these guys, the rest of the 14, but now comes to hooking them up. Now we have to find a way to move the power from all these guys into, I don't know, a tesseract. I think that's how we're gonna work it. We're gonna put everything into the tesseract to transmit it. Well, I guess we're going to go into the capacitor bank first, and then we're going to go into the tesseract. It's basically how that's going to work. And I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work exactly. I kind of want access to the tesseract in case things change later. We can reorganize. So I think what we're actually going to end up doing, let's go ahead and do this now, because we're going to be disconnecting everything from down over here. I am tired of having all this crap over here. It's all ugly. It's all yeah. So we're going to move it. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to break this. If anything gets lost, I don't really care. Pretty much that's what it's down to. We'll move this guy here and kind of connect it to the bottom if we can. I'm not completely sure. Right now, it's not even running. It doesn't have anything in it, so I'm not worried about breaking it. We don't really have any power generation except for our water wheels here, and we don't have any dire need for... Oh, we do, actually. We do. There's something we need to do first. Before we do this, actually. Crapo, I need to figure out how much pyrotheum stuff, blazing pyrotheum we need, because we need to use the magma crucible, which is getting energy from this guy right now at the moment, and we need to get the buckets, we need to get all of that into drums before we do anything else. So yeah, hold on, let's go see what pyrotheum. But anyway, okay, so the big secret that I was going to wait to share with you is that we're not going to use conduits this time. This is only energy collection, and there's a much easier way to collect energy in large quantities than using either IE or the conduits. Definitely cheaper than the conduits. It still is cheaper than IE too, and they're called kinesis pipes. These guys are still very, very cheap. I mean, we can transmit over 10,000 RF per tick in one of these pipes. And then we have the emerald extraction, which we don't need to extract this much. I just made them because I had them. We still have emeralds to spare. We're still going to get emeralds to spare. It's not a big deal. So I just kind of did that anyway. We're good. We're fine. So we have plenty of pipes. I don't know if it's enough, but that's how we're going to connect them all together. And we're going to have the capacitor right here and the tesseract on top. I believe that's how I want it. So we'll have to play with that in a little bit. But first, before we tear anything down, before we try out all this stuff, we do need the pyrotheum. And like I was saying, you get more pyrotheum, you get more of this stuff, or more of this stuff by magma crucible, because you get 250 for one than you do from this guy, which you only get 100 from one. So it's like, you know, 250% better. So it's you know, it's pretty good. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good. We got to do it that way, but I need to do a fluid transposer as well, which we actually have down here. So I need a little bit of conduit. I need a little bit of energy conduit so that we can take our fluid transposer, which actually is not down here. I already tore it down because it got in the way. I think it's actually in here. Yeah, here you are. I see you. So we're going to take this guy. And let's see about where we're going to hook this guy up at. Do we... Oh, you know what? We actually have a drum, too. We have a drum ready to go. Check this out. Because I did some stuff with, in this thing here, which I need to fix this, too. That clock does not need to be there. It doesn't need to be here at all. Go away. Go away. Go away. Oh, better. Okay, go in here. Perfect. This guy right here, Resonant Ender, is now in here. And we emptied out our tank. Oh, I did this, too, by the way. I've started on expanding. We're still long ways to go before it's done, but it's getting there. So now you can kind of see the design of how it's going to look. And I like this a lot because it feels like I'm flying, even though I'm not. I'm just walking on quite clear glass. I actually really, really like this. I feel like I'm flying, like creative flight flying, even though I'm walking. But I don't know, it's cool. But here's our drum right here. We can actually use this guy to put all of our blazing pyrotheum into it once we get this going. We don't even need the what's it called? The fluid transposer. So if we go here and we go like this, we have this be the output and this guy not be the output, to kind of switch to the sides on it, drop this guy in here, we can very easily just, well, we could add into the filter the pyrotheum dust. We could set up a recipe for this. We really could. We could set up a recipe for this thing. But let's go see what do we need? What we need? What do we need? Sulfur. Okay, help me remember this, peeps. Sulfur, electrotine, blaze powder, and coal powder. Okay, so wait, hold on. Okay, background noise. Yet again, it strikes again. But now we have this stuff. We have this stuff. We have this stuff. I did go ahead and grind up a whole bunch of coal. We didn't have enough. I had to pulverize a bunch more. Well, I had to sag melt a whole bunch more. But now we should... you see the lag? Okay. All right. No, we're good. We're good. We're fine. We are totally fine. So now I have 3 stacks of this stuff. Hopefully this is enough. I have no idea if it's going to be enough. I really don't. I want to see if the recipe has to be exactly the same. It doesn't. All right, good. It's shapeless. I didn't know that. I wasn't sure. So now we have 3 stacks of this stuff. We should be able to take this all the way over to our magma crucible. and put it in there and get a whole drum's worth of this stuff. And then we need to get one full of water. We don't really need to get one full of water. We can technically do what we got to do without it. But let's go ahead and drop this in here and make sure this is going to go into the right spot. It is! Perfect. So we're getting, yeah. So every 4 give us, maybe I should get one more stack. Because then it'll be an even number. Because right now, well, it might be an even number anyway, but then we'll have like basically 64 buckets of the stuff. I don't think we're gonna need 64 buckets. We might be okay with 3 stacks. I think 3 stacks might be enough. We might be okay with 3 stacks. I really don't know, and it's raining and it's terrible and I hate it. It's crappy. But I do need to wait for this stuff to go ahead and process up. It is going pretty quick, but we're running out of power really fast. So I don't know exactly what's gonna happen or how this is going to work. We'll have to see. I do have the power back under here, right? I did, like, cook it back up and everything. I did. Yeah, see, it's right there. You see it? Got it. Good. Yep, we're good. Good, fine. So, yeah. And blazing pyrotheum. Check! Okay, so now we have this. We have a full 48 buckets. Is it enough? I have no idea, but it will get us started. So if we do need more later, we can easily make more. And it won't be a huge deal. Because we will have some power generation, but I think we will be okay because of the fact that we needed 84 of the, what are they called? Thermoelectric generators, these guys. 84 of these guys, which if you half that number is only 42. So we should be good. We should be just fine with 48. We should be good. Now, the other thing we want to do before we even start doing this is that we need somewhere we need the liquid to stay put. We want it to stay exactly where it is when we place it. So we actually need to go ahead and place all of the other things first. Now we do also need the water. I am well aware of this, but water doesn't require any electricity. I can bring the drum down here, or a drum, or a tank, or a something, and just kind of collect a bunch of buckets from like right here and put it into that and then do it that way and it'll be fine. So we should be good with that. Now, do we want to do what I have to do to make, I really don't want to do this because this guy's still processing. He's going to slow down, but it's not a huge deal because, do it. Oh man. Oh, that felt so terrible to do that. Okay. So we have our basic capacitor and now we have our tesseract. All right, so it felt so bad to do that. Oh, I felt like I just broke the world. Okay, no, we're fine. We're fine. It's okay. I will survive. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll survive. I'll survive. I will survive. Can we right click? Okay, good. We don't. I didn't want to be able to right click because that means we have to configure them all, and I really didn't want to configure any of them. I just want them to work. But the other thing we got to do is this guy is pushing on the upwards. We need the bottom of it. I don't think we need the bottom to accept. Actually, we might actually need the bottom to accept. You? No. Nothing. Be blank. Can I not? What? Rotate. Where's like the invisible one? It's only input or disabled are my only options. So I guess I'll disable it, I guess. Hold on. Come here, you. Come here. Come here. Place you there. Why? I don't get it. There it goes. Why could I not say none? I don't like that at all. I don't like how it does that. Anyway, now it should be none. I think that it should be none. They're not all going to like say disabled or anything. You're on input? You're not on input. You're lying to me. You're disabled. You're oh, it auto connected. Okay. No. I mean, it's fine if it inputs into from there. I don't really care about that too much, to be honest, but it's not what the design is going to call for. It's not what I want to happen. And I'm very picky, apparently. So anyway, now let's go ahead and put our tesseract back down. So now we have like a tesseract in the middle of all this. And you're going to see, you know, naturally blazing pyrotheum. I imagine this would like burn us alive like lava would. That's the expectation on that front. I don't know if it will or not, but you never know. And it's better safe than sorry. So we're going to be covering it with some stuff. But yeah, 61%. Eesh. Okay, so this is, and I don't hear my sounds anymore either. I think we're actually going to go ahead and use some, I guess we'll use cobble. Do we have enough cobble? Sure. We'll just get a stack of it. Hopefully it's enough for some good old, well, we could use these too. We already have these in here. Come on, cobble. Come on. Little more. Thank you. Sheesh. Take too long. All right, so if we go up a couple, perfect-ish, kind of. Now we kind of have access to a bunch all at one time, and we're going to break our nether portal because we don't go into the nether anyway. Wow, this takes forever. This takes like a huge amount of time, you know? We need to break this entire top row. This is a little unfortunate. Goodbye, you. Oh my goodness, this. I thought I had a good pickaxe. What happened? I haven't used any of my upgrades on my tools, like, at all. Like, none of them. I have used absolutely none of these guys. Is that bad? Should I use? I probably should. We do have a bunch of redstone. I might have to do that here a little while off camera. Probably a lot of redstone because I like going faster with things. And I'm not too worried about like fortune or anything. But anyway, so now we want the emerald ones. The emerald ones are the ones that extract. So we extract on every single one of these guys. These are the ones that we want to extract from. It's pretty easy to see where we need to place them too. We don't have to worry about too much about, you know, like counting or anything like that. We can just look at it and be like, oh, look, you're an extraction thing that we want. We want to extract from you. I probably should go like in rows though, so that I don't miss anything. I don't think I've missed anything yet. Let's hop down. We should be able to tell pretty easily. Yeah, this guy right here. Ugh. Okay. It's another good thing about... Woo! Ugh. Love the jetpack. Another good thing about not being able to right-click on these guys is that when you do need to jump like that, you don't have to worry about holding shift or anything. It just kind of all works. It's really cool. Anyway, so now that we have this, we keep going by row. So you get the idea. We're going to do this. And once we get them placed down on all of them, we're just going to connect them all with these guys. And then they're all connected, just like so. Now, we only need certain ones connected. For example, you see, actually, we're going to need... I guess we're actually going to need to connect all of them because we need the entire bottom of this guy completely covered. Can I place one there? Can I? There we go. That'll work. Because we're going to use these pipes here to hold the liquid in so that it doesn't like fall down and do anything stupid. So that's really all I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing these diamond kinesis pipes where all the factory blocks are, and I'm going to put the emerald ones obviously where all the other ones go because they are the extraction pipes. And it's going to be a little bit tedious, and I know it's a little bit dark in that corner. We have a torch here. Hello, torch. Thank you for providing light. You're great. Yeah, so thanks. But you get the idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. This is tedious and boring and not very awesome, I guess. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all this stuff, and I'll see you back when I'm done. Sounds like a plan, I think. All right, now I've gotten all the factory blocks broken out, and if you can see underneath each one, there is a diamond pipe. Now, I am well aware that this is a very expensive method for holding liquid in, but it does also serve a dual purpose. It's not a required dual purpose. We could have just one line going through, and it would support. I mean, 10,000 is a lot. Like, that's a huge amount. But it lets the energy spread out. It's not going to all group in one place. It'll take different routes, and it'll actually help prevent the bottleneck that could potentially exist, I think. It may not actually work this way just because of the fact that these are extraction pipes, and I don't know if energy can go through them. I think it can. I'm pretty sure it can actually pass through them. But if we have, like, you know, a huge amount of these guys going through the one pipe and through the one extraction pipe, that you see it can hold a lot, but it can, I don't know. If it only has, I guess it's only the extraction that is limited to whatever number it is, like 25, 60 or something. But if we have any more than that going through these guys, then we could possibly lose energy, and it does prevent that. But basically, it's just there to hold the liquid. It's an expensive version of that, but it does the job. So what we got to do now is I do actually have a bucket, but it's a bucket of water. So I can actually demonstrate this. If we put water in here on this side, and then we go in here and put this on this side. Whoa! Oh, it causes fire everywhere. I had no idea that was a thing. Oh my goodness. What we're going to end up doing is preventing that though. But this should, you see, it is generating electricity now. Electricity? It's generating RF, so it should be pretty much good to go. I did not know that would be a thing. That is crazy. It just like exploded into fire. That was pretty cool though. Does that happen every time? It does. We have to put out fires every time we place this stuff. So that's pretty crazy. Now, what I know is that it's got to be every other one that where we put this stuff out, where we place the blazing pyrotheum here. So it's not going to be in this corner. This is going to be water, just like this corner is, and we're going to have water in between them all. And for example, right here is water, which means the next one needs to be blazing pyrotheum, which is going to catch on fire and set things. That's just crazy. I did not think that would be a thing. Yep, it does indeed have a chance to cause it again, but we do have a way to prevent this. I didn't want to have to put it on the border, but I guess it'll be okay. What I'm going to do will prevent that, and it will not be a problem. But as I expected, I'm pretty sure if I jump in there, I'm going to die. If not instantly, pretty daggone quick. We don't want to do that ever. So let me go ahead and show you how I'm going to prevent this from happening. Now, nothing's going to burn down. We don't have any wood in the area except for over here, but it doesn't spread that far. It doesn't appear that it spreads that far. It looks like it'll eventually go out on its own. But if we get the glass here, I do have some regular glass. We have the panes. What we're going to do is we're going to end up chopping down. I thought I had some regular glass. I guess I didn't. Do I have the salt? Oh, man. I didn't actually click on it. You're missing 63 kinetic gearbox rotors. Yeah, I bet I am. Quite clear. One stack plus -1. Let's do. Oh my goodness. Okay, so do we have the salt? We do indeed have the salt. So what we can do, I already had some glass. Oh well, that's fine. We can convert this over. Let's just do these guys for now, and we can chop these guys down really, really, really far. And what this will let us do is cover the area. We can now cover everything here. That is glass cover, even though it looks like black or whatever. That's pretty much what it is. And if we go around, it won't be able to create fire in those places anymore. And we'll still be able to see through it. And we'll be able to walk on it. But you do notice that I did actually take down this in the middle. And that's because if we had what we wanted to have in there, down in the middle, we would have issues. We would have huge amounts of issues because... What do you say? I'm getting sidetracked, peeps. That's all that is. We would have an issue with the center 4 thermoelectric generators. They wouldn't generate anything because this block would be filled with a capacitor and not like water or those guys. So by having these glass strips here, that's why it's moved, by the way. By having these glass slab thingies here, it can't create fire on top of it. I don't believe it can. It might be able to, but I don't think it can. So we can actually put these guys down on all of this and kind of test the theory a little bit. Right around the next area that we're going to be placing, which is actually going to be over here, down a little further over there. And we'll be able to tell whether or not this is a thing that does indeed work. And once we get here, we can go like that to cover that guy up. Do that to cover that guy up. We don't want to cover that one yet. Only the ones that are currently occupied with stuff do we want to cover. So we can actually cover them as we go, and that way we don't have to worry about falling in anywhere. This guy's not covered yet. Ow. Oh, fire. Oh, it scared the crap out of me. Okay, but you see, that would have caught everything on fire, but it didn't. So we can put these guys down, and it'll protect every other area from it. So now, if we want... Okay, let's see. Break this guy. Put one down here, one down here, one, and one. Now, when we put down this blazing pyrotheum, it shouldn't cause any fires anywhere. This is skipping one? It is. No fire. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. All right, is there one on top of this? I can't tell. It looks like there is. Go. Okay. Yeah, we're good. All right. I wasn't sure. Oh, this is it's gonna be hard to place them all. F7. Do we have any... If we break all the lights, can they spawn on these thermoelectric generator thingies? It doesn't look like they can, actually. Yeah, it doesn't look like they can actually spawn in these guys. But anyway, so all of these guys should be covered for now. But really, all I got to do is just place down a whole bunch of this liquid stuff, which I think I need a glass thing here. And I need one here. Okay, so now those are covered. And I want to cover them as I go so I don't miss anything. That's the idea. But I got to make sure I have everything covered so far. I got to cover all these guys up too. It'll be a little bit of a tedious process, and it's likely that we will miss one somewhere and possibly fall in and die. But you know what? That's the cost of awesome power, because this is going to do a lot of stuff for us. This really is. But anyway, so let me go ahead and see if I can't fill in a whole bunch of this stuff and get everything going. with all the blazing pyrotheum that we've gotten. And yeah, we should be good, hopefully, here in just a little while. Okay, so there it is. Perfect timing, too. Perfect timing. You see that? The water turned into stone. Now, I'm already pretty... this episode's already long enough, basically. So I'm going to quickly explain how I'm going to get around this. And I'm probably just going to do it off camera. So in the next episode, we'll have this guy running. It will get a whole bunch of, power and everything. It'll work. It'll be a little bit of a grindy process. Basically, what we can use instead of water is packed ice. The reason we want, or regular ice, but the reason we don't want regular ice is because even though there's no light levels around here, I don't want to have to worry about light levels, ever. If I want to put a light around here, I want to be able to put a light, so that way the ice won't melt and blah, 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 and then it won't turn into stone afterwards, and it'll be a mess if we don't use packed ice. So how I'm going to get that is that packed ice can be created this way, with sand and ice shards. Ice shards can be gotten by hammering ice. So we're going to do that. We're going to get a whole bunch of ice shards, turn it into that. The way we're going to get ice is to compress snow. I already have the compressor hooked up and powered on the other side where we're sending all of our energy, so it's all good to go there. And then we have the snow, which is gotten by using still water on a pure daisy. So, yeah, that's how we're going to get this stuff, because this is causing problems. But yeah, so that's about all the time I have left for this episode. Hopefully you followed that last little bit, because that'll all be done in the next episode. But yeah, so that's good. If you did like the episode, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more, you want my videos sent directly to you, then don't forget to subscribe. Comment, favorite, share, feel you want to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, peeps.